All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your man Chris Thorns. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing another interview today with a residence down there in Cal City. Y'all saw what I did the part two of the phone call, and man, y'all blowing up my phone, man. I'm getting to the point I want to cut that thing off, but I like interacting with y'all, so I got to see what y'all think about everything. But we had an individual who was in the comments section by the name of Jamie, and I have Jamie on the phone with me right now. Now, let me explain to y'all why I have Jamie on the phone. The reason I have Jamie on the phone because Jamie was saying some good things in the comments section, and I was like, we all focusing on the bad thing that's going on, but why are we not focusing on some of the good things that's going on? And Jamie, from my understanding, what she said in the comments section, she was the one that created the first Vigil. So I brought her on to interview her, and ask her, and I also asked her a few questions that she was saying in the comments section. So Miss Jamie, thank you for your time, and I won't be long. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. No worries.
Okay.
We're here.
Okay. So again, you said in the comment section, and that's what made me really want to talk to you, that you was one of the ones that started the first Vigil.
Yeah, well, actually, I was out there the first night until 1 a.m. And
Mm-hmm.
then I know there was others that were out there even till 5 a.m. And then we have been looking day, night, everybody, and it was just getting really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's emotions were starting to get really explosive. And so I asked some of the preachers and pastors in town to help me to kind of bring
Awesome.
everything together and
Awesome.
calm it down. And so
Awesome.
we did that first Saturday after the boys went missing.
Awesome. Well, if I can go back a little bit, if you allow me to, if you could talk about it. Um, how did you first hear about the news? When did it get to you? Did you hear about news, or did you hear about word about for other neighbors, or when did you first hear about everything?
So we were outside actually looking at the stars through the telescope, and we saw the helicopter. And so we have a few groups through Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and they finally announced it to us about 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just went out there and walked around in the desert for hours.
Oh, so pretty
And there were
much,
so many people.
so pretty much, as soon as y'all heard it, y'all was right on it.
Yes,
Now,
I know the neighbors that were local there. They went
mm-hmm.
out at like 5:30 as soon as they found out, and then the rest of us heard. So by the time I got there about 8:15, there was hundreds of people out there already.
Now, this is why I say when I don't know how many of my videos you watch, because I've been covering this story real heavy, and I'll tell you about me in just a minute. But this is why I say, I was proud of y'all neighborhood down there, because now you even telling me that right there. As soon as y'all heard it, y'all was instantly already searching. And I
Yes.
say all the time on my podcast, it's a beautiful thing when we come together and try to make something
Mhm.
happen. And the fact you just told me that when y'all heard it, y'all instantly got together and start searching. So
Yes.
let me ask you something. They say this is a small town. Is it really small like that? Is it really small?
Yeah. So we only have about 14,000 people here, but part of that is our prison. We have prisoners here.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
During the weekends, we actually have, and especially holidays, we have thousands to tens of thousands of riders, dirt bike riders, come out on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
But our basic town, I mean, we've got, I think, one, two stoplights. The rest is, we've got we got a Dollar General, a Family Dollar, and a couple gas stations.
Okay.
It's nothing really big here. It was supposed to be a retirement community that was supposed to get real big, like kind of like Palm Springs and stuff like that, but it never came out that way.
So if I understand you right, it's one of them towns like we got down here. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. You got some that got lights all over the place. So you got some that got lights here and there and everywhere. But for the most part, it's kind of dark down there.
Yeah, once you get off the main road, we have one boulevard that goes through the city that has lights. But once you get out, you might get a street light here and there, but like it gets dark. I mean, even my street, it's so dark we don't even have to worry about it. We just go outside our door and do like the stars and everything else.
Okay. A lot of people, they're probably kind of scary, but it's not like y'all a neighborhood of peace. Everybody pretty much kind of, I guess, somewhat know somebody. Not necessarily say y'all friends, but y'all may be acquaintances to the point where
Oh yeah,
I
no.
guess y'all look out to each other or whatnot.
like our street, I mean, everybody knows all the kids, and we all look out for each other's kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the biggest upset about all this is nobody knew the kids or knew they were there, and you know, but we're still, they're part of us, so we're gonna go look.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So the first night y'all came together and
Mm-hmm.
y'all did the vigil. From that point on, what steps y'all took? I guess hours or days after that. Was it still like instant search, or everybody was trying to wait and see could they get more information before they started searching again, or what? How did it go after the
Oh
first
no,
vigil?
I mean, obviously people had to go to work the next day, but
Mm-hmm.
those of us who could, I mean, there was still probably 100 of us out there looking the next morning at 8 a.m. We
Wow.
were told to meet search and rescue at 9 a.m. in front of the house, but that didn't turn out. But obviously by then the police had other ideas. But we still went out looking, and me and my group, we go out there as much as we can to help people. We have people coming from out of town even to say, hey, where do we look? And we're like, go that way. They said so many people this way, go that way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Was you
it hasn't stopped.
okay? Were you part of the search yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Well, maybe you could help clear something up for me if you could talk about it. Because I was trying to watch the guy AB News. I kept trying to watch his. And I'm pretty much sure there's plenty of other people who were streaming, but I kept trying to
Yeah.
watch his stream, but it kept freezing up on me, and I guess he kept getting knocked offline. But I had somebody who was hitting me up, because of course what I do, people try to keep me in the loop, about what's going
Uh-huh.
on. Um, I know about the Christmas gift bag. Okay,
Yes.
clear this up to me about this knife being found.
So I don't know about the knife. The gift bag has a match at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, whether somebody took it from there specifically, or we had windstorms between when it was put out there and now.
Mm-hmm.
So that we know didn't come from the parents. It did come from the house,
Mm-hmm.
and it had a gift in it. I don't know where
Oh,
the gift went.
okay.
Things happen. The knife, I wasn't in that area where the search was, but I've heard from others that the knife was not in the bag. I know I've heard that people say, "Oh, it was in the bag," but there was so many people saying, "Stop, we found stuff," all day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so as far as I know, the knife was not in the bag; it was near the bag. But
Gotcha.
again, we
Gotcha.
had 500 people out in that desert just in the last 2 weeks. That's not even including before then.
Gotcha. If you could answer this for me, because I had people come and telling me this too. If you can answer it now,
Mm-hmm.
it was told there's a possibility that the search is for the lead back to Bakersville. Or if I'm saying that right, Bakersville, is that what it is?
Yeah, Bakersfield. So Bakersfield's about an hour and a half, depending on how fast you go from here, and it's where the boys lived before they came here, when
Mm-hmm.
they lived with the family there.
Mm-hmm.
And they did do a search today outside of an apartment building. So there's an apartment building, and then we put there's a house kind of connected to the family.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they were doing the apartment building and like not in the apartment, but the surrounding area today, and that's
Mm-hmm.
actually on a live feed as well.
Oh, okay then. Well, it's been a long day for me today, so when I get a chance, I have to go back and check out all that. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, doing this, it's overwhelming, and I get people.
Yeah,
You see in the comment section, man. Thank you for doing this, thank you for doing it, but y'all just don't know how overwhelming this is for me to do it. But I give more praise to people like y'all because y'all actually front and center out there doing the work, trying to find these young men.
yeah,
And we all praying that these young men do be found alive. But we know a lot of time how these stories goes. I don't want to speak negative, but we know how it ends up.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, somebody sent me something, and if you don't know anything about it or you don't want to talk about it, then that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. That's fine. Somebody sent me something. It was in my comment section. I mean, I'm telling you, I've been getting comments since all day, all last night,
Yeah.
all early this morning, and including now. I mean, my phone is still ringing up with comments, but that's fine though. But somebody came in my comment section said they found two bodies. Now
No.
I told them, tell me that you're lying because I don't go by hearsay. If you're gonna tell me something like that, send me information. Because what I do, I don't need to put out false narratives. They sent me information, but to me, it doesn't sound like it had anything to do with this case. Have you heard any rumor about this floating around about two bodies being found?
So I heard this morning on one of the forums that somebody found two bodies down in Tijuana,
Right.
and
That's what.
that's
Yeah.
far
Exactly.
from us.
Huh?
That is far from us.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
what I'm
easier to just go
saying.
to the
Yeah, that's
desert
what I'm saying. I don't
or
think that had
Brooklyn,
anything.
Nevada.
Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with it. But then again, though, what they say you can't leave no stone unturned. So,
Yeah.
but still, I don't think they got nothing to do with this case because I read some comments under where I saw it at, and I saw somebody say, "Man, this happened down here a lot." And then they brought it up. They said, you had just two boys just came up missing up in Cal City. So, but
So
nobody.
we
Go ahead. Go
we
ahead.
do have a lot of missing people, and we have a lot of unsolved murders, but none of them are little children. They're older teenagers and adults, but never once has a child gone missing and not been found, or their murder not been solved in this city.
Gotcha.
We won't allow it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, let me ask you this. Again, all of you can answer it. All of you can answer it.
Mm-hmm.
These two young men, long as you've been staying there, have you seen them not once?
No, I don't live in that neighborhood specifically, but I've talked to all the neighbors, and I know of one neighbor who has seen them one time by themselves, and then not, but you know what I mean, in the yard, just in
Mm-hmm.
passing, and then once when they moved in, but that was not in the last, say, like 45 days.
Okay, okay. Now in the comment section, we was having a conversation about the gates, and I think a lot of people's getting confused about this gate thing. Now
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned to me about one of them did have a lock on it, which Miss Glover did say one of them had a lock. That's why I asked for clarification because I know watching AV video when he went to the front, he did point out the wooden gate on the side. So when she explained the front to the left, that's the one I'm thinking about. The one that everybody keep going to on the side of the house, I per se have seen nobody open it up doing their videos. I hope ain't nobody touched it because I'm pretty much sure there's still a crime scene or whatnot. So which one were you talking about that had the chain and lock on it?
So the black gate on the side with the field, it's a double gate. It has been opened by Trezell, by the dad.
Okay.
He opened it the day they did the search of the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, None of the news crews or anything got the search part. They had already left, and they had actually crime scened off the street, so you couldn't get in there.
Right.
But
Right.
those of us who are local, the police know us, and they let us kind of stay in the area.
Okay.
But he opened the gate easily. He just came out, unlocked it, let them in. They brought the search dogs in. The dogs were in there for a few minutes. They came out, relocked the gate, put them in the car, and they left. And then they came back after, because the family was still here at that point, and so
Mm-hmm.
they waited. I'm assuming until the family left before they came back to do a search
Gotcha.
with the
Gotcha.
FBI.
And you know how I said to you, the Wayne guy, is it Brian Wayne? That's his name, Byron or Brian Wayne? The news
Brian.
Byron Wayne. And I remember he had pointed out, the police got a tool. I guess that was something for prying open. That's what I was saying to you. I said, well, maybe they snipped the lock or whatnot. But what it sounds like to me, and I could be wrong, when Miss Glover was there, maybe the cage was like that, or the gate was like that, or whatnot. But when Giselle got there, maybe he fixed it up to where it can open freely now. I don't know, so I'm not out there, but they'll probably what it
Yeah.
sound like. He probably fixed it. Okay, where it's janky, but I fixed it, so now I can open it up myself.
I mean, that's the same gate he said he had left open, and the same gate he said that he was going back and forth through to do the woods. So,
Right.
And like I said, we've seen the police officers open it with no problems numerous times.
Gotcha. Well,
the pry bar was on the third search. Actually, they were trying to get into the house when the parents weren't home
mm-hmm.
with another search warrant, and they had the pry bar and the ram to open the door. They actually got in through the garage though, so they didn't have to use them.
Oh, so that's why the garage looking funny.
Yeah, because they got it to come open,
Mm-hmm.
but I think when they did it, it didn't quite shut correctly. And since then, actually, people, I don't know if they're from the community or other people coming in from out of town, have actually been trying to get into it.
Got you. Okay. And again, Jamie, I thank you for your time. Good conversation. Good conversation. I'm trying to look at some of these comments, and you bringing up something that's very good that I think a lot of us don't talk about. Now, are you a foster parent or you actually have biological children?
So I was a foster parent for 4 years.
Okay.
We actually adopted my oldest daughter from foster care. We did a lot of emergency placements in between.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have a biological daughter.
Okay, okay. And the reason I asked you that because you commented like 42 minutes ago. It was on the comment that a lot of us thinking that it's a possibility of child trafficking that the children been sold. Here's my thing on that. At this point, the way the story is going, I think anything is plausible. So that's why you would never hear me really say. That's why you hear me say a lot of times when I do interviews with y'all or whoever, I can only go by what y'all tell me. I can't come out and say, hey, it's true because I don't have concrete evidence or what y'all saying is true. But a lot of stuff that y'all do say, I mean, you got to be like, okay, how would you know that? Because I'm not out there. How would you know that? Then you got other groups and stuff that be like, okay, that is what's going on. So, I mean, it's just crazy, but
there's so many rumors.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's why, I just tell people, look, whatever you hear come from my podcast or whoever I talk to, take it, make your own judgment. That's all I can tell you. Because that's all. I'm not a detective. The people who making these theories, they're not detectives. The real detectives out there trying to solve this case. We can only speculate, and I can give my commentary of what I think what's going on out there, But even my critical thinking can go wrong, and I can stand corrected. Okay. So, one of the things they were talking about the children being sold, and I like what you said in here. You said, we have life insurance on our girls. I know a lot of people who do, and it can't be claimed without proof to death. Now, that's one of the biggest things I think we got in America, that we don't put insurance on our children, And somebody did ask, somebody was asking a question, could it be a possibility they had insurance on these children? Now, let me ask you this as foster mom. Can you put insurance on foster children?
So, no, you cannot put insurance on the foster children. These children were not foster children. None of their children were. They had Oren and Orson were fully adopted. They had another set that were fully adopted, and then they had 2 biological children. And so once you adopt your child, they change the birth certificate. Everything is as if you birthed that child. The case is closed, and they go on your private insurance. You can do basically whatever you want. I mean, we put life insurance on our children because we didn't want the worry if something did happen of having to come up with funeral expenses. Because both of our children have special medical needs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I say that's one of the things that we are lacking on, when people die. We get in an uproar, we won't put up GoFundMe's, which a lot of them I don't trust because a lot of people using GoFundMe for scams now, and I hate that because the people who really need them, because for people who really need them, we can't trust them to donate. So,
I know there is a limit in California where it's only $10,000 per child.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That is something.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, well, maybe people who live in California, they considering getting insurance, which they should get insurance for their children. Y'all just heard of yourself. Y'all got a limit on that. Let me see what else you was in here speaking on, because you were saying a whole lot of stuff. And again, thank you so much for your time. Well, there's a whole lot of comments. Man, it's a whole lot of comments.
A lot of people were asking about money you get after foster care between your
Go ahead. Yeah. Please speak on it. Please speak on it. Yeah.
So when you foster, you do get a stipend for the child, and it's supposed to be to help you pay for increase in food and bills and buy clothing and toys and experiences for the children. Now that continues in the state of California after you adopt.
Okay.
I've heard so many different stories, but yet when we adopted, we signed a contract, and we will continue to receive the stipend for our daughter until she's 18 years old, so long as she's in our care.
Okay.
We also get the state medical insurance, like Medi-Cal. We actually put her on our private insurance because we just didn't like their doctors, but you do get that until they're 18. And then they can actually apply after they're 18, so long as they're in college or high school, to continue the stipends and the medical insurance until they're 21.
Okay, interesting information. Very interesting information, and I think this probably work different around the globe. Again,
each state even. Each state is different.
Yeah, again, I'm ignorant to things like that because I don't have any children. So stuff like that, I'm very ignorant to. I think we talked about this because I'm looking at one of your comments now. You said the bag. We talked about the bag. Okay, you said the knife was found in a different location.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, okay, here's one I'm talking about. What made me want to talk to you? You said you've been there every day since it all started. There's a group of us that try to be at the house to direct people coming to the house to help. We have done flyers. I personally organized the first prayer. Thank you for doing that. And the Borax bill thing. What's the Borax bill? What's that?
So over the holiday weekend, for New Year's Eve, we get anywhere between 10 and 30,000 dirt bike riders
Mm-hmm.
out to our desert.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we did was on Thursday we went out to the campsite and there's a centralized meeting place where like they can get water and they get like there's goods and stuff sold out there. And we went out there and passed out the flyers because that gives us so many more people looking in that desert for Eid because they know what the desert's supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's, I mean, twice as many people that live in our city go out there this weekend. And so we asked them to help us look.
Awesome. Okay, now here's another comment of yours that I put up on my computer. I forgot. I forgot I could put up on my computer. I'm having a hard time putting it up on my phone because it's so many on the phone. You said you know a family across the street saw the boys when the family moved in, and the one his daughter has to play with, or in the orphan, but was told no. Now was this like when they fresh moved in, or had they been there for a while?
I mean, so they've only been there so the house closed September 30th. So
Right.
they've only been there since October.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it was not it would have been like October to like the very beginning of December. He doesn't quite remember the date, but it wasn't any time recently.
Okay. Gotcha. Because I know with kids, when they see new kids, yes, we were the ones we want to go play with them, try to get to know them.
Yeah.
But of course, in this era, you got to be real cautious who you're around now, because especially with people who don't have control of their children. And you talking about some of these kids act like they'd been here before. I'll be like, man, was I that bad when I was young? Jesus Christ, was I that bad?
Well, you have to remember too, with the COVID, we're supposed to be in lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have a lot of it out here in California City, but it is here. But we also we border LA County.
Gotcha.
Really bad.
Gotcha.
And so, I mean, I can understand the explanation of Trezell that they were keeping away from people because we did that for the first few months because we do have medically fragile children.
Okay. Good deal.
So,
Good deal.
I do want to say that, we are on lockdown and it is prevalent all surrounding us. So that might be an actual thing that happens.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask you this. There was a commotion that went on. I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing. If you know about it, what led up to that? Because I'm like, we sure pick a wrong time to do stuff. What led up to that?
That was just a fight between neighbors. Both neighbors showed up. They've been having an argument over one lady's dog barking and the other one calling animal control.
Really? Really?
Yeah. People just
really
going out trying to be stupid.
Wow. Really? Over dog barking? Wow.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
The family was there yesterday, and they actually went up and asked the person to please stop. And then, I don't know whoever saw the video, but a few minutes later is when they ended up having to call the cops because it wouldn't calm down.
Now, I did see that when the cops were calling, the cops were talking to her, and she was going berserk on the cops. And I was just like, man, what is wrong with us? And I'm saying us as people, what is wrong with us? What do we be thinking? But sometimes people know cameras rolling, they just got to show and tell. And I never understood that. I mean, you could do that elsewhere.
But that had nothing to do with the boys at all. And that's really sad to show up and have that happen. Especially the biological family came out yesterday, and it just, the mom was there in the middle of all this, and having to hear that, it was not a good thing.
Absolutely. And one of the last things I want to talk to you about, because I see another comment that we spoke about the footage, and a lot of people is questioning about the footage. You said right here, a news reporter uses his house for the bathroom every time she's out there. I'm not understanding what you were saying right there. What was you speaking of right there?
So the neighbor across the street is actually the one who opened up his home for us to use the bathroom. He had food and coffee and water and all this for about the first week we were there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the doctor parents did nothing. They didn't come out and say thank you, hello, any of that. They just ignored us.
Really?
And so yeah, no, not once. I mean, I've gone up personally when nobody else is there, by myself. I'm calm and I'm asking them to just even give me a picture, just anything to help me. I mean, I think I wrote in the email, we know nothing about them. We don't know except for those pictures, and those aren't even current pictures.
Yeah, I was just for to say that, and I find it so strange because one of the people who give me my resources, they usually when they give me resources on stories, it be 100% accurate. It's amazing that this person can give me everything and it be 100% accurate. Because sometimes I'd be like, I'll be glad that one day I can say you were wrong about this, and it don't never be wrong, But a lot of people, and I understand that, because I thought I was putting up updated pictures, but some people like, that's old pictures. Where are updated pictures?
That's the only picture we have.
Wow, and you go on Google, those are the only one you see. The ones they only missing. That's the only one you see.
The missing, what is it? Find Us Network has been trying to find their pictures since the day it happened. We actually did not get a picture of Orson until halfway through the second day.
Wow. So pretty much,
going back to Jesse,
go ahead.
He's opened his house to all of us. It got to the point where people were disrespecting his home, which is really sad. But
oh wow, really?
He does allow the reporters, and especially one reporter, to go in there because she's asked, to go in there and use his Wi-Fi and such like that. So he's allowed her to go in every time she's asked.
Mm-hmm. So according to what you just said, then Ms. Glover's not lying about Jesse. Then she's telling the truth about that.
Well, I don't know. As far as the camera footage, everybody in the neighborhood has cameras.
Yeah, she did say that too. She mentioned it too. And she said she didn't know that. She thought he was the only one that probably had it at the time.
No. And then as far as FBI surveillance, I can't say yes or no, but I mean, I wouldn't see that happen because we were all going in his house to go to the bathroom.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, according to her, it was information he was relaying to her. So again, I can only go by what's being told to me. But you brought up Jesse, so there is somebody named Jesse. So she's telling the truth about that. There's somebody named Jesse out there. So
and I do know that they've been out there. We've been told the house is being monitored. So
well, I want
somewhere watching it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that the house is being monitored. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Now. Well, I know you can't talk about this, neither can I, because I don't even know, even if I did, but people actually know where are they at now. I'm like, I don't know where they at,
I personally don't know.
Yeah, so my best guess.
I know they're not at home.
Right. My best guess today is maybe they in, if I'm saying this right, protective custody. I don't know if this is such thing down there for them in the case that they're in, they protective custody, or are they going to another family member house or anything like that?
The chief of police said that the children are in protective custody, but the parents, at this point, he doesn't know where they're staying. He just knows how to get hold of them. That's what he said on his news conference last week.
Absolutely. Let's see. One more thing I guess I want to bring up. Then they'll be in. I appreciate your time. I think it's the email that you sent me, and some things you said in here, and I was you said you finally took a day off from it. I can imagine how it's been. How many days has it been for you going out there?
So this is day 13 today. So today I drove by the house this morning to make sure everything's okay because we've had threats even against the house at this point. So, but yeah, 12 days. I've gone out there almost every day, all day. So. We just want to make sure people don't forget. I mean, like I said, this doesn't happen in our city.
Right.
And so we don't have a lot of the big resources here. Our police officers are doing everything, and I can only imagine the weight they're carrying on their shoulders with all this. It's their job now.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
We just gotta keep it going.
Absolutely. Y'all married from what I'm seeing. You said y'all he grew up in California and y'all moved back. What is called Cal City. That what it's called?
Yeah, my husband and his family have lived here forever. He grew up here in California City.
Gotcha.
We call it Cal City as a shortening.
Oh, California said, duh, Chris. Duh. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all moved back a couple of years ago. Oh, okay. He went to work for NASA. Cool. Y'all were foster parents a couple of years ago. You said your oldest daughter was adopted from foster care.
Yes.
So you have an adopted foster care daughter. Amen. Thank you for that. Y'all stopped when your biological daughter was born with medical issues. Oh man. I will ask you about that, but we ain't got to talk about that. So you saying the
She's
story?
fine now. She's fine now.
Oh, is she? Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Amen. Um, you say it really hits home for y'all. Y'all are licensed. When you say licensed, you talk about like licensed to care for foster kids.
Yes, because you have to be licensed in the state of California, and actually now you have to be licensed to fully adopt in California
Really?
before you take it. Yes.
Really?
Because
Okay.
so many homes were only fostering and not wanting to adopt
Mm-hmm.
because they were finding that people were doing it just for money. And so now they require everybody who wants to be a foster parent outside of family. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole other thing. Outside of family, you have to be licensed to not only adopt or foster, but you have to have a full home study and be able to adopt.
All right, all right, and you got all the certificates and license to do that, and so a salute to you for that. I guess my last and final question for you would be, where we go from here. Are they going to be doing searches all this week, or where do we go from here?
Um, Honestly, we're just kind of back to being on our own. The company who put up the reward, it's still us.
Okay.
The police have no planned searches.
Okay.
I've been asked by a couple people in different forums and online if we could do more, and I'm happy to do them. It's just I'm not a big organization. I'm one person, so I
Right,
need more help.
right.
We've tried to get the big news people out here. We can't get them out here. Nobody's interested, which is sad. There's not just one boy, but two boys missing.
Right.
And they deserve just as much coverage as somebody sledding down a hill.
And if I may tell you, that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because with a lot of these stories, well, me personally, I think children's stories, period, need to get all the attention, especially what's going on with our children in this era. 2019 was a mess. 2020 gotten worse. God knows what's going to happen this year, in 2021, which I think it already started out bad, because somebody sent me a comment in one of my videos saying someone went on with, I think it's down there in Texas, a child got struck with a stray bullet. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's just everywhere, and we don't hear any of the stories on national TV.
Right.
If maybe we could get them on national TV, maybe our like I said, our community doesn't have the money to do all these big searches. They don't have the money to pay for all of this. They're paying for all these tests and all these searches of the yard, but eventually we're going to run out. Maybe if we were on national TV, we could get some more big companies to volunteer and come out and do their drones and search dogs and things like that. But and I know the police have their investigation going on, but until then, we just want to believe that something can be found to help.
Absolutely. With that, dear Miss Jamie, thank you so much for your time. I will be posting this up in a minute. And
thank you. Thank you for taking up their story.
No problem. And you can hear for yourself after a while. And again, when you do your vitals, do you stream it too, or you just do it, or y'all just go out there and do it? Do you stream too?
Oh no, we just do it. We're just out there.
Gotcha.
We're usually followed by AV News crew, and we usually have
awesome.
The local news from Bakersfield will come out, but even that, if there's nothing to report, they're not going to come.
Not a problem. Well, till next time, my friend. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss Jamie. Jamie was in the comments section of the video that I talked with Miss Glover, the second part. And like y'all heard me say in the beginning, the reason I wanted to talk to her was because some things she was saying in the comments. I actually thought it was a guy, but it was a girl. So, and again, like I said, instead of just focusing on everything that was bad, let's try to focus on something that people out there doing good. And sound like to me, what y'all heard from y'allself, as soon as they heard the story, they instantly went on alert and started searching. And I think that's pretty damn cool right there. So, but at the end of the day, we still got 2 men missing, and I want to be one of the voices as well as a lot of you want to be voices in the help and getting justice for these boys, and hopefully our voices together can help find these young men alive. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your man Chris Thorns, and hey, stay tuned because I probably got plenty more interviews to come. And also, if y'all haven't, I put up a video I created myself, and it's called Children Lives Matter. If y'all can, please go over there, hit that thumbs up, and share it out to help get the message out that children's lives does matter. Amen. Talk to y'all later. Peace.